My great-grandmother, Elizabeth Gray Duran, was born in 1898 in South Philadelphia, just blocks away from where my aunt and uncle live today. My dad spent every summer staying with her at the Jersey Shore, and he was devastated when she passed away just weeks after he had started his freshman year of college at the University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill. But before she became a wife, a mother, a grandmother, and a great-grandmother, she was one of the first women to ever serve in the Navy. She was a part of the group of women called the Yeomanettes, who during the First World War were for the first time given the opportunity to fill posts that since the start of their existence were always filled by men, and additionally receiving the title and benefits of a veteran for the rest of their lives. These women were pioneers of a new age in which people's minds would be open to the ability and strength of a woman, and pave the way for all female military achievement that would follow. After the war, she worked at the Navy Yard in Philadelphia, and an American flag was placed atop of her coffin at her funeral to show appreciation for her service to the United States. International Women's Day is a day I take to think about my great-grandmother and all other strong women who overcame stigma and oppression, and who paved the way for me and all young women to be able to accomplish the things that we dream to. On my mother's side of the family, I think of my Mimi. She didn't accomplish in the same way that Elizabeth Duran did. She made no monumental changes to the world and how we view things, but she inspires me because of how she radiates love, kindness, and compassion towards everyone, and her achievement is of no less worth than any other woman. Strong women come in all forms. They aren't fictitious characters from a storybook, but they are all around you. Just like how presidents are remembered and cherished on President's Day, International Women's Day is meant to remember powerful female figures and to recognize the strong women around you. The day is not meant to vilify men. Too many see the day and related functions as a rejection letter when really is an invitation. It does not call you to exclude, but rather invites everyone, men, women, and anything in between, to join in celebration, remembrance, and love. This appreciation that we see in events such as International Women's Day, the same that shows up in the Women's March and the #MeToo movement, is not because those who mentioned are weaker and need life to treat them with kid gloves. Too often, people get stuck in a place of negativity, and it poisons us like nothing else. It seduces you into responding with judgment at someone who is different and makes you see appreciation of somebody else as a threat to your own well-being and happiness. I have found that the greatest degree of happiness and inner tranquility comes from the manifestation of compassion, acceptance, and love given to those around you, and the main hindrance to this is hatred. Some would argue that in a world where anger and vice seem to reign supreme, the impact of compassion is very little, and it is not worth the energy of humans to be overly compassionate and appreciative of others, because the outcome will remain the same. Pain and suffering will still occur among all people. In my opinion, the need to be loved lies at the most basic level of human existence, and the highly interdependent nature of human life gives those around you lots of power to either lift you up or tear you down. I believe that the key to alleviating a lot of suffering and pain is to constantly strive to develop more genuine sympathy towards others' suffering. As a result, your own suffering will go down, while your sense of inner strength and tranquility will go up. The way I see modern feminism is not a way to push men away or to overstate the rights of a woman over a man, but rather a way to be a little more accepting and loving. Whether someone is a woman, a man, gay or straight, cisgender or transgender, friendly or disruptive, modest or provocative, black, white, Latino, Asian, or anything else, they have the same desire and need for happiness as oneself does. Once we realize this, it doesn't matter how different another is from yourself, because they deserve to be accepted and loved all the same. I believe that on every aspect of society, the key to a healthier and more positive world is the cultivation of compassion. To be as celebratory and accepting as possible of all types of people, and support each other as much as we can. The more we put others down, whether it be for their appearance, their gender identity and sexuality, or anything else, the more we tell each other that we should conform to a patriarchal, white supremacist society that tells us what we can and cannot be. It is so important to take time to appreciate people of all types, past and present, like my great-grandmother Duran, and everyone who you encounter in your day-to-day life. The world can seem like a very nasty place, but I believe that the world has always and will always be dominated by love, and therefore the more useful and more effective way to success and to happiness is through love.